In this video, what we're going to be doing is going over some of the recent or otherwise interesting Fallout 76 news. So one of the first things I actually want to talk about in this video is, well, Fallout 76 DLC. Back at Fallout 76's QuakeCon panel, they actually shared with us the DLC roadmap that gave us a decent understanding of where things would be going over the next couple of months. And as I mentioned in my previous video from just a few days ago, on that roadmap it seemed to indicate today, August 13th, we would actually be getting an update to Fallout 76's Battle Royale mode. That was a much sought after and desired perk change, so the way you actually get perk cards in that mode was a lot more predictable and easily maintained by the player. And there was also some speculation that with this update we'd see some other changes or maybe a couple of bug fixes ship also. But for some reason Bethesda actually did something kind of weird with this, even though that roadmap had been out for quite a while now. On August 12th, the day before this update was supposed to ship, aka yesterday, they actually updated their roadmap to reflect something different. That was that perk change was actually now shipping on the 20th. There's also several other things coming on the 20th. We're getting vault raids, display cases, but then also the Battle Royale perk card change. So it should be a fairly large update to the game coming in just 1 week. I actually have a pretty special live stream planned for the vault raid, and I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy it. So although the official Fallout Twitter account actually sent out this updated roadmap, and also did mention how Meat Week was actually now grayed out, but for whatever reason there was never really an official confirmation like, hey, yeah, we delayed some stuff. I guess one thing that may have actually alluded to this that I just kind of missed, during last week's Inside the Vault article, right at the end they actually said, next week we're going to dive deeper into patch 12 with more details that will help you take on Vault 94, as well as exploring the new Choose Your Perk system for Nuclear Winter. Still technically no mention of a delay, but I guess that kind of hinted at the fact that there was a delay all the way last week. And at the end of the day, it's not really that big of a deal. It's just kind of a weird way to handle this. For a few weeks we were getting an update on August 13th, a lot of people are pretty excited for that, but then all of a sudden the day before we get this new roadmap that happens to include some delays. And at least for me personally, I'm pretty okay with seeing delayed if it means we get a better or more bug-free final product. It was just kind of odd the way they handled it. Outside of that, one of the other things that's had a lot of discussion over the past few days are actually exploits, hacking, and bans. Not too long ago, I talked to you guys about one user from Fallout 76's Battle Royale mode, that with beef curtains. He kind of built somewhat of a reputation for himself, mostly just by being a persistent hacker and not getting banned, at least not immediately. There were several videos posted online about this, a lot of threads made on the topic. If you guys do recall, this was actually when Bethesda was closing some of the tickets people are making requesting bans for him with evidence. In the end, fortunately enough, he did end up getting banned, but something interesting that happened just after his ban is he made a new account. Shortly after, we saw Beef Curtains version 2 pop up with several videos, several threads, and just all around the same discussion going on. Now I find this version 2 particularly interesting because it was pretty easy to kind of pinpoint when exactly this got active, since the person already had quite a bit of attention around them to begin with. It seems like he became active again around the 7th or the 8th, and based off what I've heard was actually banned just a couple of days ago. That's definitely an improvement from the first iteration. Beef Curtains V1 seemed to get banned in a little over a week. This time it was a little under a week, but at the same time you also do have the kind of concerning part. This is still just under a week that a user was pretty blatantly hacking, had evidence posted online, had many people reporting him in-game, and it still took numerous days for him to get banned. The hacking problem in Fallout 76's Battle Royale is a pretty real one. This is just one example of it. It's one of the hackers that actually kind of embraced this and probably likes the attention to a certain degree, but it gives you a pretty interesting insight, getting to see from multiple perspectives how this is happening, and even hearing from some of the people doing it just how easy it is and how few checks there are in the game. Right now it seems like Bethesda is taking a very reactory stance to this hacking. They'll ban people a couple days after they start doing it and get reported, but naturally where we want to be is in a preventative stance, having some systems in place that don't allow you to reload instantly, that don't allow you to move this fast in game. A lot of other games have this. Sometimes it could be a little frustrating if you actually have a genuine reason for moving that fast and you end up getting kicked or something, but it seems like this is one of those situations where the positives will certainly outweigh the potential negatives. Outside of just outright hacks, exploits have been another fairly widespread problem with this game. To me at least, it almost feels like we go through phases. Sometimes things are pretty good, there's not too many active exploits, or Bethesda's a bit more proactive in getting them removed, but as of late a few have popped up. I know there's a duping exploit. A lot of you guys have actually been sending me screenshots, and this was recently posted on Reddit, of a seeming wait exploit that has returned. Stuff like this was way more widespread towards the release of this game, actually some of the exploits being carried over from Fallout 4, but it kind of gets me back to that point that I've kind of made several times. I feel like Fallout 76 almost needs an Operation Health of sorts. If you're not familiar with Rainbow Six Siege, there was planned DLC that ended up getting delayed or pushed back because the game had several functionality or system problems, whether it be server connection issues, exploits, glitches, things like that. They pushed back the DLC simply to dedicate time to almost a separate DLC with Operation Health that was geared around actually getting rid of a lot of those lingering issues. I think Fallout 76 really needs that. A month or two of updates just focused around either preventing future exploits from being possible or removing existing ones. As it stands right now, we know the summer roadmap will end around September. We actually know right after that apparently Vault 96 might be coming out and it's not on the roadmap, but even still, from September to November, we don't have much. We know November is Wastelanders, and I think that'd be a really good opportunity for Bethesda to release things like a public test server, implementing anti-cheat in Nuclear Winter or stricter anti-cheat, and a variety of just bug fixing patches trying to get the game ready for what is almost looking like a soft relaunch. Wastelanders is going to bring drastic change, and I just really hope by the time we get to that point, there's not going to be as many of those lingering bugs, or like in my own experience, filming videos for Fallout 76, I would say roughly 10 to 15% of the time, I just crashed the first time I launched the game. Is it the end of the world? No, but it is one of those things that slowly starts to taint the rest of the experience and just kind of gets annoying after a while. Although outside of that, looking ahead for Fallout 76, there is quite a few interesting things on the horizon. Again, on August 20th, we're getting a pretty large update now, adding in several new things pretty much for everyone. Whether you want PvP content, PvE content, or even just base building content, those vault raids seem like they're actually going to be one of the more substantial things we get in the game for a little while. We also know it's adding in some kind of new feature with set bonuses, although it's not totally clear how extensive that will be. We also do have Gamescom starting also on August 20th. Gamescom, if you're not familiar, is actually a German gaming convention. A lot of Europeans typically attend this, and there are sometimes some pretty massive announcements. Last year, we got this trailer for Fallout 76 there, but not much else except for a couple of interviews. Bethesda Germany is signed up as an exhibitor at the event, and it seems like there will be some teasing or events around Doom, so I would expect Doom content from Gamescom if you're looking forward to that game. But as far as Fallout 76 goes, it remains pretty unclear. Interviews, maybe, like just some general Bethesda Softworks PR people actually talking about various games, Fallout 76 included, but I wouldn't expect a new trailer this year or anything major like a panel, despite other games actually getting pretty significant coverage and updates from Gamescom. And also, as just one final note for those of you interested, there's actually kind of a large-scale sale going on the Atomic Shop, as well as several items are getting removed from the Atomic Shop. They typically do this before posting larger bundles or kind of just as a refresh. From data mines, we know some pretty interesting Raider stuff or a Raider bundle is likely on the way, so I would expect to see that next week, probably with the August 20th update. But either way, yeah, that was a fairly brief roundup of some of the recent news around Fallout 76. I wanted to get this video out because I know several of you were kind of curious as to what was going on with that update that was supposed to come out today. I got several messages from you guys. But with that being said, I thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.